If you're looking to find more motivated sellers and grow your lead pipeline, then this video is for you. My name is Marco Palmero. I'm the founder of Ulysses, a mergers and acquisition company that is focused on finding, selecting, and closing small business transactions. And one of the things that we're experts at is identifying quality leads and create a strong pipeline of leads for ourselves or on behalf of our clients. Now, I've seen many times that people struggle with this problem of finding motivated sellers or finding quality leads, if we want to call them this way. And when I talk about people, I'm talking about entrepreneurs, investors, even business brokers. All these people struggle with this particular issue. And if you are falling in one of these categories, then listen carefully, because I'm going to share with you why that is the case and how we've been able to solve this problem for ourselves and for our clients. Now, it all starts with one common issue, which is small business acquisitions. Now, most of what we do is in the small business arena. So I'm talking about transactions below $50 million in ticket size, really, sometimes even below 25 million. And what happens in this particular part of the market is that it is actually very hard to find and qualify a prospect. And very few people know how to do that correctly. As a matter of fact, I've been talking with a lot of business brokers that I've worked with in the past, also with some investors, and many of them don't have a proven system that gets people into their funnel, qualifies them as a motivated seller, and then brings them at the end of the funnel where the money is really made. So they either get listed on a broker site if you're a broker, or they get acquired by an investor if you're an investor. And so I see so many people wasting tons of hours and resources talking with the wrong prospect and trying to make a person a motivated seller, when in reality the guy was not really interested in selling the business at all. And so what is it that people are struggling with? Well, they don't have a way to qualify the prospect, plus they're wasting a lot of time talking with the wrong people. And that creates a huge challenge, especially if you are an investor and want to allocate most of your time towards closing transactions instead of qualifying them. But even if you are a business broker, because we all know that the money is made when you sell the business, not when you list it on the site. And so ideally you would want to spend all of your time, if not most of your time, talking with buyers that can't buy the assets that you already have on your website. And you don't want to allocate a lot of time finding leads that you then need to put in there. Now, of course, this is part of the process that you need to go through, but there is, of course, a better way to do that. And what we have found is that a lot of people came to us for advice, asking us how to solve this issue. And so what we did was creating a system that could actually bring people leads in a very consistent manner, so that they can shift their focus towards what they really care about, which is closing deals, instead of spending a lot of time doing the groundwork, so to speak. And so what happened was we created a deal origination machine that fundamentally generates leads on almost autopilot. And it does that in all markets and in all countries for that matter. And that enabled us not only to find leads for ourselves, because from time to time we look at assets that we might want to buy, but also to help other people with lead generation, with finding motivated sellers. So in the case of an investor, for example, we might have been able to help an investor finding prospects that were already matching his specific KPIs, and then he took over the leads from there and started negotiating transactions. Or in the case of a business broker, we helped the guy in finding deals that he could list on his platform that were already filtered a little bit, so he could just collect some of the information he needed to complete the listing, and then you could focus on selling these deals instead of wasting tons of time talking to prospects that might not be, interested at all. So the point I'm getting at here is pretty simple. We have a way to identify and select leads that is very straightforward, and it is focused on a multi-channel approach. So depending on the market and depending on the industry we're working in, we might be doing ads, we might be doing cold outreach, warm outreach, social media, networking. We might send some of our people to events. There are really a variety of ways we can go about this, but once we have nailed down the way we can find the leads for the prospect, then we can supply them with almost unlimited leads. And many times people ask me, well, Marco, we don't want to work with somebody long-term because we just need a bunch of leads right now, and that's pretty much it. We don't want to commit for a long-term relationship. And that is totally fine. I totally get that, especially if your pipeline is already decently full. You might just want to purchase some of the leads that you need to fill that pipeline, and then work these leads until you're done with it. And that is totally okay. We do have a pay-per-lead option that you can look into if that is of interest. But the point I'm getting at is finding motivated sellers is becoming increasingly harder because you need to go off market. It is not so easy to find these people and qualify them correctly. If we go off market, we have better chances of doing so, but still there are a lot of steps that we need to take, and most of them we take ourselves. In terms of what are the types of sellers that we give people access to, well, I'm talking about people that have a clear motivation for exiting the business. They already have shared with us some initial outline of what the business is all about. So contact information, you name it, email, phone number, employee count, revenue, and performance over the last few years. All these general information allow us to qualify the lead upfront before we actually send it to somebody else, or before we actually decide to take the time ourselves to talk with a person. And so those are leads that are highly interested in talking with somebody that will help them achieve their goal. And that is ultimately what we're able to accomplish when we either work one-on-one or with our team, and help clients find leads month over month, or when we just sell leads to somebody that says, listen, I want X amount of leads in this industry, employee count has to be X, Y, and Z. I want revenue that has to be between these range. Just send me leads that are within these criteria, and we send it to them. And so it's a long way to get to my point here, but if you are a business broker, an entrepreneur, or an investor, and you want to accelerate the process of finding motivated sellers, then you should really consider outsourcing the process of lead generation, because that will enable you to solve this painful problem, which is time consuming and is also taking a lot of your attention away from what matters the most, which is closing deals where, all of us make the money, right? And so I would encourage everybody who's interested in this in submitting the form below. We have a form, it's going to be named something like "You Want More Leads" or something like that. You can click on that and talk with one of our experts to understand what is the option that better fits your needs, because again, you might just need a bunch of leads that you can then purchase and you're going to be done with it, or you might need ongoing support and continuous inflow of leads, and in that case we can look at an alternative option where we will create a bespoke strategy for you and we will supply you leads on a consistent basis. So in short, motivated sellers are the name of the game. It is important to talk with prospects that are really interested in selling their business, otherwise you're gonna waste time, money, and resources. And so if you're interested in taking this painful problem away from your daily work, you can click the link below schedule a call with one of our experts, and then we will talk some more.